recognize, like, wait, no, wait. What are you really gonna do? Seriously. You do want to use Everlong. Do Everlong. Just don't know anything about that. That's Baba Booey. Oh my God. Everlong. Thank you. Everyone here saw. This will be interesting. Yeah, see, I've never had to do this acoustic. All right, well, let's try it.
Welcome to PC WizKids Tech Talk. Today I wanted to review the Ubuntu operating system's desktop, in other words, the workspace. So if we look at my workspace here, on the top left corner we've got the applications, places, and systems. So these are menus that come standard on the Ubuntu operating system. And over here you can see that I've got a couple of shortcuts that I've added myself, and you can of course add and remove and configure these. If we look at the applications, under that, just like in Windows, you've got accessories, which have standard options, games, which have built-in games, which are familiar to Windows, and under graphics, we've got a couple of utilities, which are pretty neat, like the GIMP image editor, and the internet option obviously has the chat, torrent utilities, your browser, and under the Office, well, like in Microsoft Office, you've got the free open source Office utilities and programs, and under other you can add widgets and screenlets, and they appear under here. Under programming, I added the Bluefish editor for creating web pages. Under sound and video, you've got your standard CD player, your recording, editing software, and under system tools you can add some neat utilities such as the mount, drives, and accessing of course Windows programs through Wine. You can add and remove things through the add remove option, obviously here at the bottom. Places adds the ability to navigate throughout your operating system and access different areas. And under system, you've got the equivalent to what is the control panel. So then if you wanted to add and change system settings or access devices and services, you can control all of that through there. And on the other side of the workspace here, on the right hand side, we've got what would be equivalent to Windows to the taskbar system options here that are currently running. I've got a couple of things I have added myself. What comes default, I have here the date and time and a log off button. On the left here you can see I've got some workspace switchers. and you've got a whole slew of different options that you can add by just right-clicking on that top panel. So that basically shows you a good example of what a desktop is. I've got a couple of shortcuts that I've added. By default, nothing comes on the workspace. Some of those you can add yourself, and you can create shortcuts by right-clicking on the workspace and then choosing the Create Launcher option. So here you would just select your application and browse for it, similar to in Windows, where you would right-click and create a shortcut and browse for the executable. I'm going to just quickly browse into my games folder and choose one of the built-in games here. Let's take a look at robots. I'll just select the robots, the GNOME robots, and then add that. So that will be my shortcut here. So then you just put in a name, just like you would for any link or shortcut, and create your launcher that way. So after you put in your description for yourself, just press the OK button here on the top bottom, and then it creates the shortcut on your workspace. So there you go. And you can just click on that, and then it just launches. So that's how you create the shortcut. It's pretty straightforward. It's a clean interface. I like it a lot. I'm used to Windows, of course, but when I installed it here with Ubuntu, I immediately saw similarities, and it's nothing foreign. You just once you start using it and you right click and you see what options you have available for you to use, it's pretty straightforward. When you right click and you add options to your panel, well, everything is there that you have available to add. So if you wanted to display your trash can, or you wanted to show your desktop, or you wanted to display the CPU temperature, all of that is available here. You just need to go in and select it and then add it to the panel. That's how you do it, and then it just appears at the top, and then you can just move it, of course, and sort things the way you like it. Another thing that I have on my workspace are what in Windows you would know it as a widget, for example. So here it's a screenlet, and if I right click on a screenlet that I already installed, it's pretty straightforward. You just see the properties of it, and you can manipulate your little widget. In this case, it's just a clock that has several different themes and styles that I can choose from. And that's essentially my workspace here, just briefly, for those interested and thinking about installing Ubuntu. Enjoy, and thank you for watching.